Former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, has passed away at the age of 92. Dr. Manmohan Singh, he was in fact admitted to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. The All India Institute of Medical Sciences media cell has issued a press release which says that with profound grief, we inform the demise of former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. Aged 92, he was being treated for age-related medical conditions and had sudden loss of consciousness at home on the 26th of December 2024. Measures were started immediately at home. He was brought to the medical emergency at AIIMS, New Delhi at 8:06 p.m. Despite all efforts, he could not be revived and was declared dead at 9:51 p.m. is what the professor in charge of the media cell, Dr. Rima Dada, of All India Institute of Medical Sciences has said. And I'm currently joined by my colleague Sunil Prabhu. Sunil, we've heard from All India Institute of Medical Sciences now, confirming the demise of the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh.
I think it will be cancer. I mean, it's not for me to announce. The government of Karnataka will announce. But for me, I have to get back now and see.
Sir, you worked in his cabinet. How do you remember him, sir?
I remember him as a wonderful man, a good leader, compassionate individual, a great visionary. Thanks. Thank you.
All right, my colleague Sunil Prabhu is there with us. Sunil, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences has confirmed the demise of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh.
That's right. Just a short while back, the press release was issued and he was declared dead at 9:51 this evening. After, as we reported, he had lost consciousness at his house. They tried to do, to resuscitate him at that stage, but he was brought to the Emergency Medical Institute at 8 o'clock, and despite all efforts, he could not be revived and has been declared dead at 9:51. So India has lost one of the architects of economic reforms, which started off in 91. He then went on to be chosen as the Prime Minister in 2004 and was the first Prime Minister after Nehru to win a successive term as Prime Minister. Of course, it's been a long road for Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was an academician, and then from there went on to, carry on as to become a politician, as he says, an accidental politician.
Sunil Prabhu, stay with us. We are currently also joined by former Union Minister C.P. Joshi. Sir, what a great loss for not just Congress, but for Indian politics in general.
देश का एक महान पुत्र जिसने देश को आगे बढ़ाने में बहुत बड़ा काम किया, वो जो हमारे बीच में नहीं रहे। पूरा देश उन्हें नए भारत को निर्माण करने में जो उनकी भूमिका है उनको याद करेगा। मुझे भी उनके साथ काम करने का मौका मिला और मैंने अपनी जिंदगी में इतना विद्वान, इतना देश के प्रति समर्पित और देश को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जो उनका कमिटमेंट था, वो आज हमारे बीच में नहीं रहा। ये व्यक्तिगत रूप से भी हमारा लॉस है, वो देश के लिए सबसे बड़ा लॉस।
राइट, डॉक्टर जोशी, डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह की जो लेगेसी है, आपको क्या लगता है किस तरह से उन्होंने कंटेम्प्रेरी इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स को इन्फ्लुएंस किया है?
He has influenced the Indian, particularly economic policies. Today, our country is one of the most powerful country in the world because of economic policies. He was far-sighted man. He has introduced new economic policies. That's why our GDP was far ahead than any other country. So I visualize that he was one of the most talented prime minister we had.
Right, Dr. Joshi, Dr. Manmohan Singh has often been referred to as the accidental prime minister. But how do you think the history will remember Dr. Manmohan Singh?
There is no replacement. He'll always remember in the Indian history.
All right, Dr. C.P. Joshi, thank you very much for speaking to us. And Sunil Prabhu is still there with us. Sunil, we heard from Dr. C.P. Joshi mentioning how big a loss this is for Indian politics.
That's right. It's a huge tragic loss for the Congress party as we speak, as for the nation. A great Indian, one of the pioneers of India, and really it's a sad loss for India at this present juncture to see that he lived his life fullest. He's aged 92 years, but definitely a big loss for the country, and he served the nation well. I've had a long association with him, being part of this entire exercise of covering his Prime Minister's office right from the time I was a journalist as Finance Minister way back in 1995. I've interviewed him in his North Block offices, seen his trajectory and his rise to the highest office of this country. It's definitely a sad day and a life full, well lived. Dr. Manmohan Singh was definitely a good human being.
Absolutely, and I'm also currently joined by Maria Shakil at the moment. Maria, we'll be joined by Maria in just a short while from now. But let's also listen into some of the reactions that have come in.
Under his able leadership, the party has flourished. 10 years Congress rule in India has given a new direction to the people of India, as well as the country has progressed. Nobody can forget his contribution. I condole his death and my prayers are with him.
Sir, you have closely worked with him. Any experience, any memory you have with him that you want to share?
Yeah, I was CWC member at that time and he was the Prime Minister of India. So he has always advising us on party matters and also he has taken keen interest in party matters. He is the person who has given vibrant. Under his able leadership, the party has flourished. 10 years Congress rule.
All right, I'm also currently joined by Pawan Bansal of the Congress on the phone line. Sir, just what are your thoughts on Dr. Singh passing away? Such a great loss for Indian politics there.
Privilege of a long association with him right from 91 up to 2014 actively. And the first thing that comes to my mind, of course, is contribution. The nation shall always be indebted to him for all his work that he did. The turnaround of the economy, then giving right to the common man, that is in the form of Right to Information Act, then right to education, right to food, unique identification mark, that is Aadhaar. Nothing he left untouched in the country for us. And I immediately I recall the words of Mr. Barack Obama, who was the president then, when he said if there were to be 5 leaders like Dr. Manmohan Singh when he came to the Parliament House. I just went to escort him to the upstairs, the 3-4 steps there. He said if there were to be 5 leaders like Dr. Manmohan Singh when he was shaking hands with him, it would be a different world. That's the sort of the laudatory words that he had for Dr. Manmohan Singh. And it's a news, which is just shocking, very saddening one. And because of the long association that I had, I would never find him getting agitated, angry on anything. In a very cool and calm manner, he would preside over the meetings of our cabinet, not be ruffled by anything, whatever, any provocative thing or anything said by anyone. And he was a great administrator who served the country with great distinction always.
All right, Pawan Bansal, thank you very much for speaking to NDTV. I'm also currently joined by Maria Shakil. Maria, Dr. Singh has often been referred to as the accidental Prime Minister, but how do you think history will remember Dr. Manmohan Singh?
He was the real architect of economic reforms, and the brave redrawer of India's foreign policy with the Indo-US nuclear deal. He was certainly an economist par excellence, but a very, very decent man as well. As a political journalist, we would often see him in Parliament, and every time you would greet Dr. Manmohan Singh, he would smile. So that was quintessential Dr. Manmohan Singh, the former Prime Minister, who would be treated far more fairly by history than his own tenure was. But yes, condolences are pouring in from, across party lines. You have Prime Minister Narendra Modi, put out a detailed tweet talking about Dr. Manmohan Singh's tenure as finance minister and how he left a strong imprint on economic policy over the years, and how his interventions, Dr. Manmohan Singh's interventions in Parliament, were always very, very insightful. He also goes on to talk about his interactions when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister and Prime Minister Modi was then the Chief Minister of Gujarat. So those interactions certainly meant there was a great degree of, interactions in terms of not just the policy communication, but Prime Minister Modi says that his wisdom and humility were always visible. So certainly when you look at these tweets come in from across party lines, you realize the significance and the stature of Dr. Manmohan Singh as a true leader, as someone who touched upon lives, touched upon India's economic policy, and it's been quite a farewell to Dr. Manmohan Singh as he passed away just an hour ago.
Right. I'm also joined by Prakash Javadekar of the BJP. Sir, this is indeed a huge loss for Indian politics, and the kind of condolences that have been pouring in from all quarters speaks volume about the kind of personality that Dr. Manmohan Singh was.
He was a great economist, and the way he handled finance ministry and opened the economy is a remarkable contribution. And we have seen his sincerity, even though he was very sick, and even after his bypass surgeries. He used to attend Parliament and used to sit silently, and sometimes he spoke with his firm resolve. So his country will definitely miss him, and a great leader we have lost. My homage and tribute to him.
We often speak about legacy and the kind of legacy that these great personalities leave behind. How was Dr. Manmohan Singh's legacy, and how has it influenced contemporary Indian politics as we know it?
Contemporary Indian politics was impacted by many events after independence, but opening of economy from the license permit quota Raj to open economy has boosted Indian economy very much. Because in 91, when he took this decision to open up, that was Narasimha Rao he was the Prime Minister, but both worked hard and ensured that India progresses and goes on the path of progress and not on the path of license permit quota Raj. The industries earlier were punished for doing more production. That was a real worst period for India. But now, after Manmohan Singh's and Narasimha Rao's opening of economy, we got and we are on the way to prosperity, and we'll achieve Vikasit Bharat. So this is actually, he laid that foundation.
Absolutely. Prakash Javadekar, thank you very much for speaking to NDTV. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, he has also posted his condolence on his social media platform, saying that India mourns the loss of one of its most distinguished leaders, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji. Rising from humble origins, he rose to become a respected economist. He served in various government positions as well, including as a finance minister, leaving a strong imprint on our economic policy over the years.